Hi guys, 14th Prime here, back with another video review. And today is going to be something actually kind of different. This is a series I've been thinking about for a while and finally decided, hey, let's do it. And so this is going to be a series where I review figures that I've custom painted. Now, I've reviewed some of these, like actual reviews before painting them. And if I did review them before painting them, I'll leave a link in the description below, because how this is going to work is I'm not really going to show off any transformation or the vehicle mode unless I did something to the vehicle mode, which most of them I didn't. But I'm pretty much just showing off my custom paint, what I use, etc. That kind of stuff. But alright, without any further ado, let's get to this. And I thought, what better way to start than the actual first thing I painted with my new paints, the Last Knight Deluxe Class Barricade. But before we get into him, let's actually look at the paints I used. I'll just put them around. Now, I used a paint brand that's actually meant for Gunpla, Gundam model kits, called Tamiya. Yeah, it's Tamiya. It's really hard to find these in America unless you order them online, or you can go to a store called Hobbytown USA, which the closest one to me is an hour and a half away, but I drive up there. I paint thinner at least every time. Anyways, colors I used gunmetal for pretty much most of the limbs, like the thighs, the arms, some parts of the feet and the legs. I didn't use this specific silver. I used a different kind of silver, which I use it really just for right there on the figure and on the other side of it. I love copper a lot, and so I picked out little details with copper, such as right there, some bits on the arms, some bits on the legs. And then I use this specifically for the gold knuckles, which I'll get into later on. But that's it for the paints. Let's get them out of the way. Let's look at the figure itself. And this was actually the first thing I painted. I'm actually going to give a bit of a story on this one. How I found out about these paints is I watched a reviewer actually paint Drift. And I was really interested in gunmetal paint. It's like, that's really cool. And so I bought a bottle online, which is like $7 on Amazon. You can get it for like $2.90 something, and if you go to Hobbytown for a bottle. And I got that, and I realized that it's a really good paint brand. Like, it's very good. I love painting with it. So after that, I switched over to this paint and been pretty happy since. Let's get a look at Barricade over here. I've shown them off in a few of my videos here and there, and I've mentioned I might review them later. So this is also kind of a reason just to review it. But I did. I painted the legs. I was going to paint these white, but I tried and it just didn't work. I painted the inside of the leg, even some copper. Some copper there, gunmetal on the foot, and some copper. The arms, I actually did some really tiny copper detailing there and there and there. Then some gunmetal on the arm itself, some gunmetal in there. I didn't paint the fist gunmetal, but I painted these gold, and since my camera really sucks you can't see it, but I dry brushed a little bit of gunmetal on the letters just so they're more easily visible. Painted some of the head on the sides, on the gunmetal on the sides, and gunmetal up there. I painted the weapon gunmetal for, like, just take it off. Gunmetal like for the circle, and then for each of the barrels I painted silver, and then I dry brushed it gunmetal a little bit, or black. I might have actually used black. Well, it's too bad I don't have my black here. Weapons. Actually, no, I did use black. I remember now I use it for this gun. The inside of the gun, the molding, I actually painted black. Painted the gun itself gunmetal. Then I painted these silver. Done the use of the silver paint that I don't actually have anymore. And then this little stick, I just painted entirely gunmetal, except for that. Which actually, this figure still does transform just fine. With all this paint, I've transformed it a good couple of times and it doesn't scratch off. The only bit that scratches off is the silver paint from my old paint brand. But even then, I've gone back and spruced it up a bit with the new stuff. This doesn't want to go back on. But, yeah. Overall, painting figures is actually pretty fun. You get to get your own spin on it. I reviewed some of my customs here and there before I actually started being like, hey, let's actually make it a thing. I got a bunch of other figures planned to do this with. I painted basically any Last Knight figure I bought to some degree, except for two. From dry brushing to full out detailing like this. Which some of them I showed in videos, other ones I haven't. So you get to see a bunch of stuff. So, yeah. If you guys like this idea, please comment below. If you guys really enjoyed me reviewing custom figures like this, if you guys have any suggestions how you'd like me to do it, I'll read them. I might give it a shot. You never know. I could use your idea. With your permission, of course. Plagiarism's bad. Don't do it. But, yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. So, please be sure to check out my channel for video reviews, and please don't forget to subscribe. Original video review of this figure in the link below, or if you need transformation, and if you just want to see the original figure and how much I did to this. This took like 3 days. But anyways, this is the 14th Prime, signing out.